This is our first time ever going live on YouTube, so please bear with us. If there's anybody there, if anyone could type to let us know that it's working, that you can hear us, that you can see us, that would be great. But we're still going to talk in case we are live, even if nobody types to us, which is great. If you've got any questions or queries, anything you want to ask to anything, we obviously are live. Hi, Amy. Thank you for letting us know we're live. Thank you. So any questions, any queries, anybody wants to ask Ruth Grace anything, please type it in the chat and we will say hello to you, shout out to you and answer your questions, etc.
Thank you.
Thank you, Beth. She's looking gorgeous, isn't she?
Yes.
For a little girl who is only today 3 weeks past amputation, she is looking fantastic. She's actually got a bit of colour back in her today. Last week, Ruth Grace was a bit off colour. We had Friday, Saturday, Sunday have been a bit of rubbish, and she was a bit pale. But today we seem to have a little bit of colour back in her, so she is doing really well. We really wanted just to update everybody and let you know how she's doing and where we're up to. Because lots of people are asking us, and it's sometimes really hard to reply back to everybody all in one go, isn't it?
Eve.
Hi, Eve.
It's okay, Amy.
So Amy's just saying to Ruth Grace that we saw Amy. Amy is a fellow friend of ours from the cancer circle, isn't she?
Yeah.
And we saw her yesterday, but we had to nip away because Ruth wasn't well yesterday. We had to come home. So as we say, 3 weeks ago today, Ruth Grace had the amputation. She had what is called a knee disarticulation or a through knee amputation. So they basically just removed the tibia, the fibula, and the foot. So all those bones were removed, leaving the knee, the femur end section intact and the kneecap intact. And then a section of muscle and skin were used from the lower half to sort of patch that area and give you a closure. It was stitched up with around about 15 to 20 stitches. We think we've not really counted them properly, have we?
No.
So we think 15 to 20 stitches in there. She has had considerable swelling, but it is starting to settle now. Hello, Amelia next door. Our daughter, my other daughter, Amelia, is through that wall behind us with her daddy while we do this live video.
Yeah.
So she's typing hello to us as well. So hello, Amelia. We know you want to be on here with us, but for our first attempt of a live video, we needed you not to be. But thank you for shouting out to us, Amelia. So she had the knee disarticulation in Royal Orthopaedic Hospital in Birmingham on Ward 11. She was one of the last patients to have an amputation done down there on that ward. And she was actually the last patient to leave the ward. So she was the last child to leave Ward 11 when it closed down on the Friday. The staff down there were almost cheering you out the door, weren't you?
Yeah.
Because our ambulance transfer should have arrived at 10 o'clock in the morning. It didn't arrive till 12.
Well, they are lovely nurses.
So the staff were desperate to have their leaving party, weren't they?
Yeah.
And we obviously delayed that. So we are sorry to all the nurses down at Ward 11. So since we've got home, Ruth has been doing some physiotherapy with the team at the Royal Manchester Children's Hospital. So the oncology team there, Ali and Kate, mainly Kate really, who's been working with you, isn't it? So we've managed to get up and moving. We're taking some steps on our crutches. We're doing our exercises. We're building up our strength and our sort of ability to keep going. We have to do a lot of exercises on our tummy.
Yeah.
So we've got some hip issues going on. So obviously being in cast for nearly 2 years, nearly 3 years, sorry, wasn't it? On and off. Has caused the thigh muscles and the hip muscles to actually stiffen up quite considerably, haven't they? And so Ruth is really struggling with getting that moving. So we have to do a lot of exercises on our tummy to try and relax that down. Sorry, our little doggy is
being a menace.
Not deciding whether or not she wants to come in the live stream or not. I don't know what she's doing over there. So we've had to do lots of exercises. So she's been going twice a week to the hospital for physio and then doing lots of physio at home as well. Hi, Leanne. Hi, Beth. Lovely to hear from you. Thanks for watching. Oh, Amy wants to see our doggy. Well,
she's just trying to get to the bin at the
I will have a look if we can get the doggy over in a second, just to see if she will come over. Daddy's just coming to try and sort that for us as well. Okay, I'm being told off because apparently I'm wobbling the table.
Oh,
so I
no.
do apologise. I'll move my feet because I've got my feet up. We did have the nurses come today to try and see if we could get Ruth Grace's stitches out, but unfortunately they weren't able to do that. The stitches have become quite embedded within the scar tissue. So they managed to cut the ends of 2 stitches, but they weren't actually able to remove them. So they cut the tops off but couldn't pull them through. So
we don't know how that's going to work.
Well, it just shows that you're healing well. But what that does also mean is that Ruth Grace has to go into hospital tomorrow, unfortunately, to have those stitches removed with some gas and air, because we were really struggling to maintain adequate pain relief while they were doing it, because they just were so painful. They're having to pull so much. And also the district nurses didn't really have the right equipment to pull those stitches back through the skin. So tomorrow morning, we're back off to the Royal Manchester Children's Hospital for the orthopaedic team there to do some work with Ruth Grace around getting those stitches out. What else do we need to tell everybody? Ruth Grace has managed at last to get up the stairs at home. So for the last few months of her life, she's been sleeping downstairs. So we've all been sleeping downstairs. Mummy's been sleeping in this bed behind us. This is Mummy's bed while we've been sleeping, and Ruth Grace sleeps in the room behind us there. But that's not happening anymore. No. Ruth Grace is able to now get up the stairs without a big long cast on her leg. She's able to get upstairs. So you're over the moon about that, aren't you? Yeah. So that's really good news for Ruth Grace. So we are hoping that we can get rid of your hospital bed and go to a normal bed, aren't we, soon?
Yeah.
What else have we got to say to them? So Ruth Grace actually finishes primary school in the next couple of weeks. So we're on countdown for that, aren't we?
Yeah.
We're looking forward to the summer holidays. We've not actually got much planned because we're not really sure what Ruth's going to be able to cope with, what she's not going to be able to cope with. We're keeping things very sort of minimal with our plans at the moment, aren't we? Oh, hi, Michelle. Nice to see you on the chat there. What we are trying to do, as you've probably seen it on our Facebook page, is get some money together to get some equipment for Ruth Grace. At the moment, we're having to use NHS issued crutches, and I can't even see where you put them down here. Just bear me 1 minute while I go out of Zoom. So we have standard NHS issue crutches, which are not at all comfortable. We do have a little butterfly on them there. And they're not comfortable, and they don't have the wobbly ferrules. So they've got really basic ferrules and everything on them.
Can't move.
So when she's walking, it makes it more likely that she will have a fall because they don't wobble with her. So that's one of the things we're hoping to get, is we get some special crutches, some carbon fibre crutches if we possibly can, because Ruth Grace is going to need crutches for a considerable length of time. We want to be able to have something that's really soft and light and comfortable for her to use. So we're looking at some carbon fibre ones, and they do some really cool purple ones, don't they? Yeah. So for anyone who hasn't gathered from Ruth Grace's logo, purple and blue are Ruth Grace's favourite colours. Yes. So we're looking at some purple crutches for you.
Because I've had blue before.
We have had blue, but they didn't last very long, did they? Because Ruth is on them so often, we do go through them quite quickly. So that's one of the things we're raising money for. The other thing is a portable electric wheelchair. So Ruth Grace does have an electric wheelchair. I want to let people know that. It's not that she doesn't have an electric wheelchair. She does have an electric wheelchair that she can take to school. And that is the only place she can take it, because it's a big zippy wheelchair. So the wheelchair itself weighs 17.5 stone. And we can't get that in the car. It's just not possible to get it in our car. Sorry, I do apologise. The dog is just coming in here to say hello. Come on then.
Come here.
Oh, no, are you coming in? Are you not coming in? What are you doing? Hello. So this is Ruth Grace's baby. This is Luna Blue.
Yeah.
This way. Turn that way. There we go.
This is Luna.
That's Luna Blue. And Luna loves Ruth Grace. There we go. You can have a little quick preview on screen. So she is a whippet. So she is supposed to be thin. Before anyone says, oh, she's thin. She is very thin. She's supposed to be thin. And she is now a whole year old, aren't you? You turned 1 last week. So you're my big girl 1 now, aren't you? Yes. I love you too, but you can come down off the camera now. Okay. Say bye-bye, Luna. Bye-bye. Off you go.
She is so cute.
She is cute. It is Ruth's baby, but she loves me a lot as well, doesn't she? She loves her mummy. I forgot what we were saying. Crutches, wheelchair. So we do have the zippy wheelchair. It is exceptionally heavy. It is only good for her getting to and from school. She can go to school on it and back from school on it. But that's not going to help when we go back to school in September because we're only going to be doing short days. So Ruth will have to go in her NHS issued wheelchair, which Amy saw yesterday. Amy, it's not the most attractive wheelchair, is it, Amy? It's a very bog standard, basic black manual wheelchair that Ruth Grace struggles to push on her own. So unless there's somebody to push her, she struggles in it. And it's not really comfortable, and it's not adapted really for somebody who's in a stump, with a stump on your plate, is it really? So there's lots of difficulties with that. So what we're wanting to do.
Well, it's got a comfier seat than my old one.
Yeah, it has. It has got a more what's the word? Not postural supported cushion, I think. Maybe. I don't know. But it's not great. So what we are wanting to do is get a folding electric wheelchair that we can take with us, so that we can go out on days out with Ruth Grace, and that she can have the freedom to go where she wants rather than where Mummy wants her to go. Because that's the problem, isn't it? Yeah. If we go out shopping or anything, Ruth can only go where I take her. She can't go off and look at things on her own. She's stuck with me constantly. When she goes to high school, she wants to be able to go on the bus in the morning, then me pick her up at dinner time. And that's not going to happen if Ruth Grace hasn't got that portable wheelchair. Also means for when we go on holidays abroad or holidays in this country, if we do get a holiday, that Ruth Grace again is limited to being pushed around and not being able to go off and explore on her own. So that's what we're really looking for to start with. The other thing we're looking for funding is to get a permanent ramp, because our house is not the most wheelchair friendly from the outside. Inside is fantastic. We've had it all adapted now with the support of friendship of support and love of some of our friends and family. We have managed to use our money and some support from them to adapt our house. We can now have an adapted bathroom, so Ruth Grace can get in and out the bath without any problems. We have a downstairs adapted toilet, so Ruth Grace can go to the toilet upstairs, downstairs, wherever she wants to go. She can use her wheelchair throughout the whole of the house. She can access the kitchen. She can access both rooms. The only thing Ruth can't do is get in and out the house on her own. We do have some folding ramps, which are okay, but Ruth Grace can't get out of her wheelchair to put the folding ramps down to get into the house. So if Ruth wants to be able to go to and from school on her own, she can't do that unless one of us is here. So one of the things we desperately need to do is get a ramp into the house built so that she can get in and out on her own. So that's one of the other things we're looking for funding for through our GoFundMe page. And then finally, once we've got those few things done, we will hopefully be looking at some prosthetics for Ruth Grace. She's looking forward to the day that you get your first prosthetic, aren't you? Yes. We do know her first prosthetics will be a very basic, simple prosthetic. It's not going to be anything all singing or all dancing. It's just going to be a basic metal rod leg with a basic NHS issued foot, which is fine to start with, but Ruth Grace is a very fashionable little girl. She likes to go out and buy things, and the NHS foots have joined toes, so it means that she can't even wear flip-flops or sandals or anything like that because the toes are joined. So we need to try and get that into the house. So just to do some call-outs before I go any further, we've got Kian and Janine saying hello. So hi, Janine. Hi, Kian. And then we've got a question from Beth. What would the ramp into the house be made of? So it will be a concrete built ramp. I do apologise, my phone's ringing at the same time. So there we go. It will be a concrete ramp built into the house. So we have quite a large gap outside, quite a large raised garden outside our house. So to get into the house at the moment, you have to step up one step, turn and go up the other step into the house. So what we are hoping to do is have a section of that driveway taken away and the patio taken away and a ramp built down the front of the house that she can roll straight from the pavement right up to the front door. We have had some quotes for that and it is expensive. We are still waiting to be assessed for any support that the council might be able to give us. But we've been on that waiting list now since October 2018. They're currently saying we've got at least another 6 to 8 months ahead of us before. Sorry. we've still got at least 6 to 8 months ahead of us before we'll even be at the top of the list for an assessment. And then if it's assessed that she needs it, it's then going to be another 6 or so months before they'll even do that, by which point it'll be far too late for Ruth Grace. We need to get that done now, really. So has anyone got any questions about anything that Ruth Grace has had done?
Q&A time.
Any questions, pop them in the chat for us, and Ruth Grace will read them out and answer those questions for you. Other little things that we need to let you know, we are going to be doing a Christmas fair. If you want to get involved with our Christmas fair,
Stop trying to wake the chair. Sorry.
If you want to get involved with our Christmas fair, please get in contact with us either through YouTube, through our services at YouTube, or through our Twitter accounts, Everything Crosby Twitter, or through Ruth Grace's Facebook page, which is the @Ruth Grace's Battle. We have tried to get some support out there and encouragement for Ruth Grace. Ruth Grace has had a couple of really low days. She looks really cheery now. She's very good at painting on this face. For those of you who know us personally as a family members, you will know Ruth Grace is really good at painting on this happy face. And when we get off camera and when we're behind closed doors, this isn't what Ruth Grace looks like all the time. I'm sorry to say that to you, Ruth Grace, but you know that's true, don't you?
Yeah.
So, Saturday we had plans to go out and see Ruth Grace's cousin in the Romley Forum performing in Aladdin. Unfortunately, Ruth Grace was just in too much pain and too much discomfort that she couldn't even leave the house. On Sunday, we went to the Ward 84 party, which is children who have been affected by cancer and treated at Manchester Children's Hospital. But unfortunately, again, we managed to just over an hour there, and then Ruth Grace had to come home because you're in pain. Will you leave the dog alone?
I'm sorry, but she loves me.
And then today, Ruth Grace has had a real struggle today. So we've had the district nurses come this morning, which has caused her lots of pain and lots of discomfort. And then she's just been unsettled ever since. Mummy also did something really, really horrific today. I put my hands up. I gave Ruth Grace an effervescent tablet with a can of Coke to drink. Not a great thing to do. Effervescent tablets and Pepsi Cola don't mix. So when my daughter's mouth foamed up and was coming through her nose, it didn't go very well. So I do apologise to Ruth Grace for that. I have apologised to Ruth Grace.
Yeah, she has.
But she's had a bit of a couple of rough days. We are on still on quite a lot of pain relief. We're on very strong pain medication. We are on your sort of top shelf medications, as well as your normal everyday medications like paracetamol and codeine. What are you doing, you weirdo? Somebody's written here, already got bits for Cuptree we did last year.
Thanks, Leanne.
Fantastic, Leanne. Yes, so last year we had some really good games there. So Leanne's helping us with the fair again. So thank you for that. If you know anybody out there who can help us share Ruth Grace's story, please get that story shared for us. If you know anybody who knows somebody famous who you think, do you know what, if I get their name out like the page, I might be able to help spread the word. Fantastic. If you know anybody who would like to, anybody, if it's yourself, if it's your friends, if it's somebody famous who'd like to send Ruth Grace an encouraging message just to keep her going, because let's be honest, it's a struggle to get up and going every morning, isn't it?
Yeah.
And, you know, I know I've spoken to adults who've had amputations through the Bone Cancer Research Trust. It's hard. It is exceptionally hard to get up and moving and get going when you're this close to amputation date. It is only 3 weeks since major surgery. She is doing amazingly, but we do need people to help encourage her and keep her going. So if you know anybody, get them to send her a video. Send it to us at her email address or at her Facebook page, or private message us. If you know me or Stuart personally, private messages or private messages on the Facebook page. But we are really, really happy for everyone who supports us. Ruth Grace is over the moon, aren't you, with all the support you've got? Obviously, if you've sent any funds across, we are extremely grateful. I don't want to sound like I'm begging. It's just that we can't afford to do this on our own. We have spent lots of money trying to sort everything out, but we are getting to the point now where we do need some help, and I'm really sorry to have to say that. But thank you so much for your support. And I think that's us done, is it?
I don't think we've got any more questions, have we?
Nobody else has got any questions. We will come on Facebook. We'll try and do this again soon.
This isn't Facebook.
No, this isn't Facebook. This is YouTube.
Yes.
YouTube. We'll come back on YouTube again soon. What we're aiming to do is do a live video every 7 o'clock. Every Monday at 7 o'clock. We're hoping to do a live one. So we will post a link on the Facebook page every week of where the live chat is going to be. But for now,
thank you for subscribing.
Click that notification button. Subscribe, like, share. Share that message out there. Get people following Ruth Grace. She really wants to become the next YouTube star.
Yes.
So please do come along and watch us each week and share that message out there. Like a Facebook page, message us, chat to us, and we will see you
Soon.
See you soon.
Bye.
Bye-bye.